Hey Aries, thank you for the resub. Figured I'd hop on for a little bit while I'm painting at least. Is everything looking okay on the camera? Seems tighter, like I've almost got it too close. Mine or the alien? I built this kit once, way back in '93 when it came out. My parents got it for me for Christmas. So it's bringing back some memories. Shouldn't be. I haven't changed that setting at all. Is that better? Unless I know what it is. I've got the microphone too far away. I just have to figure out where I can put it, where it won't fall over on everything and cause damage. So yeah, that's the one thing I did change is I moved the microphone. Possibly. Just another thing to clamp to the edge. Make my camera light microphone support cage complete. But maybe then I too can be a character that sounds like Howard Stern and has the radio voice to put on Twitch to draw people to my stream. You know what I'm talking about, though. Who was it? I forget the name of the guy. It keeps getting recommended to me. Um, Long hair. You know, has that kind of deep, mellow Howard Stern type voice. Talks about computer stuff. You've watched 20 streams today, or 20 of my streams? It just says you're on a streak. No streaking. Hey, Fenrir. Didn't know they were counting. I didn't know that was important. I'm okay. Been in one of those kind of, how do I describe it? I've been in a pillow fort under the stairs kind of mood lately, where I really don't want to do much of anything but exist. But we are getting pretty close on finishing up the new hobby room. I'm definitely going to have to get back a floodlight for the face cam because the overhead's a bit too strong. You know, just like a fill light for my ugly mug. Because the direct lighting overhead just makes me even uglier. Allie, what are you doing? Come here, Trouble. I'd rather have you up here if you're going to be doing that. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Lie down. Lie down. Good girl. No, no playing with the tail. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? I don't know. Given the types of stuff that we do, we might do better on YouTube. I hate to say it like that. Oh, we're doing this now, huh? You know where you belong. You got a huge open spot on the desk. There we go. It just seems like large scale figure, movie model, character model, scale stuff has more viewership on YouTube, where Warhammer is king here. I mean, I do primarily shorts, right? I've got a couple of the videos I put out, pre-recorded streams, no comments on them, right? But the long form stuff. But even with just my shorts, I've got one short. Here, let's look at this. I have one short at 11,000 views. For a channel that's only got 171 subscribers, that one short has 11,000 views. So that gives me some confidence to say that maybe YouTube itself isn't right. Like what I'm doing is not wrong in terms of like subject matter and what I'm doing. But maybe just Twitch is not the place. Neither is Kick, because everything from Twitch got pulled over to Kick, and Kick is renting the format off of Twitch. The only thing my videos won't have on YouTube is music. But if I can treat it more like a hangout podcast kind of thing, like I've been trying to do, then why not? I kind of think the mirror we've been trying to hold ourselves up to in regards to what to do has been somewhat distorted, not for the intentions of the person or people that we've been comparing ourselves to or trying to seek advice from, but in the fact that they don't compare subject wise, right? I mean, my thought process there seems fairly valid, doesn't it? I don't know. Only one way to find out. So maybe let me check my schedule. Allie, no fuckery for the moment. So I do 1 to 9 tomorrow, 2 to 9 Friday, 10 to 7 Saturday. My next streamable day won't be until Tuesday next week. So we can set it up and do a sample tomorrow, I guess. Well, you'll be at work. Tomorrow's one of your on site days, isn't it? You don't have to have a head full of knowledge. You can have opinions, you can have stupid anecdotes. I'm pretty stupid when it comes to a lot of things. You know that. And I'm ugly, so maybe I need to be more radio, no face cam. What is this? Because I don't remember. Oh, it's Psy Ambient. And it seems like I have a lot of knowledge, but I really don't. I know things. Just be glad I don't drink. So this is the kind of look we're starting to go for is here on the leg. Reminds me, I shouldn't have cleaned that just yet. You really can't see a lot of this through the glass in the film, but the head in the film is translucent. So I want to kind of exaggerate what's under here. Let's see why. Doesn't help the alerts go up, you know, almost 20 minutes after I start streaming. It's like Twitch is saying, oh yeah, this guy's on too. Not that it matters. The head I'm going to airbrush separately. I'm just going to concentrate on brush painting right now. Alley girl. We'll give the Vallejo wash a little time to dry. I missed the entire inside of the arm right there. But this is the first in many passes and steps we're going to be applying to this guy. Nowhere near the finished result yet. Who's that? Is that Frankie? You know, we have a Frankie in the room. He's going to cause trouble, I can tell. Don't blow anything up, Frankenheimer. Hi, Frankie. And I think part of the reason I haven't been streaming is I've been trying to get comfortable with my new setup. One thing I've been doing is dropping a lot down here, so I might change it so I work more right here on the desk so I can pull the chair directly in front. We have a big kitty butt right here. Alley girl. Come here. There she is. So what do y'all got planned for this weekend? I'm going to be staying home out of the snow when I'm not at work. I got the runabout from Star Trek Deep Space Nine on the way. I've got Fennec from the Bundeswehr on the way as the cargo for the tank transporter or the vehicle transporter. And I had to reorder. The hell was that? I had to reorder the Grosser Hund because they sent me. So the Grosser Hund is listed as a Hasegawa kit, unmanned space vehicle or space probe. So reading that, they sent me the Hasegawa 48 scale kit of Voyager 1, the unmanned space probe. So we had to return it and have them actually send out the Grosser Hund, which is the unmanned space robot by Hasegawa. So, needless to say, there was some fuckery. Hi, Frank. Stop attacking her tail. If I didn't have to return the Voyager to get the other kit on the way, I was going to actually use it to make a V'ger base for the refit. Marbles. And admit it, you missed hearing this song. Allie, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Hey. Get away from the brushwater. Lie down. Just lie down and chill, girl. Don't we just love watching paint dry? It's the one thing you didn't have to do on Bob Ross because he always mixed wet or he edited. Allie! Back up. Please. Come on. Good girl. No, girl. I'm just trying to clean this brush out a bit more to get it ready for dry brushing. Because there will be a substantial amount of it on this model. And this won't be done tonight. It'll be a couple day sessions at least. But maybe I should make like, since a lot of my nights are split with between like 9 and 10 when I get home, depending on when I get out of work. I'm really thinking I should stream at night. Do like a 8 to 1 time block or something. Since trying to get the time early in the day most days isn't working. And usually my free time is at night, and it's more a question of having energy. Right, Allie? You got eye boogies. Hold on. Good girl. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Quit my babbling and just do, or stop being a wishy-washy about it. Allie, please. I know. Hey, Allie, no. Back, back, back. You need to get down now. Down, 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 down. There you go. Put this little cat bed next to the table just for her and Frankie so they'd stay off the fucking table. Nope. I think another issue is I'm subject hopping too much lately, so nobody can keep up. And I know streaming at night means you won't be around to hang out, but got to figure something out. Something I can do with regularity no matter the day of the week it is. I know. So I'm actually going over it with the base color. I'm not so much as dry brushing it as I'm trying to keep base color kind of wet and blending it into the wash while the wash is still tacky. That way the wash can tint and fade it. Some space here. Because part of me thinks that being on in the afternoon, I'm really fighting against a lot of the mini painters and things like that. You know, it just, there's no room. Detail's starting to pop, though. And if you look up pictures of the actual costume, um, the tones on it vary greatly from black in the shadows to almost light tan to a flesh color in the highlights. So we're going to play around in that middle range there for a little bit. We'll use oils for some of the final stuff because there's some really subtle banding and striping that goes on these. And I want to use oils for that since I could really play with those and blend them around. And I believe this is the last alien creature that H.R. Giger. Rephrase that. This is the last alien designed by H.R. Giger that was used in a film. Alien Resurrection was basically a play on this design with the dog leg um, and the smooth head, but they gave it the pipes back that were on the other previous aliens. Um, and they gave Giger credit as they should. Kind of reminds me of the one I did back in '93. That's when I first really started experimenting with oils outside of regular figures. Um, Another thing I'm going to be doing, I found an old book that I've talked about on this channel a few times in the past. And ordered it. It'll be here Thursday. Um, the How to Paint Realistic Military Figures by Kalambach Publishing. But it covers primarily acrylic work. But what I like about the book is it predates Vallejo, and Games Workshop wasn't such a big thing at the time. So it uses more conventional acrylic techniques to to achieve some really, I think, superior results. Because another thing that's been kind of bugging me is it feels like I have forgotten a lot over the years for one reason or another. Not like in a bad way, not like Alzheimer's or anything like that, but just not being able to reference older techniques that I used I've kind of gotten kind of gotten into a rut, and this might jar some older older ideas back to the surface, you know? Put something new on the table that a lot of people aren't doing or talking about. And it also covers things like glazing and such, but I think it also explains them in a somewhat more thorough manner than a lot of the so-called online guides can. At least for me. Your mileage may vary. You want a link to the book, Eagle, so you can get it for yourself and kind of see what others do and how and have a different outlook? Give me a second. I remember there being other ones available. There's an updated version, but it's $65. I got the original one that was only $15. I also put a new YouTube short up today for anyone who's interested. I'll at least get you my order so you can see the title of the book. And oh, looks like you might still be able to buy one for the same price I did. Um, it's mainly for larger figures, so 120 millimeter, 16th scale or larger. So like the Nikkei figures and larger figures like that. Do you want it in Messenger or just here in the chat? I'll just put it here in the chat. But that is one of the books that taught me how to paint. And that was decades before um, the typical Games Workshop pap that's out there now. I actually remember picking that book up at the IPMS Nationals. Frankie, stay off the sub. Frankie, down. But I'd say that book is a must read for anybody wanting to up their figure painting game outside of what the usual sources these days all prefer. No. Who's in my chair? Oh, hold on. Anywho, I'm back. But I highly suggest you get that book if you haven't already pushed the order now button. It's very strange to be painting this creature to such upbeat Macross music. But I'm not about to paint it listening to the Alien 3 soundtrack either, because that's more depressing than, anything right now. Honestly, right now, I think the Razer thing was a software conflict, because it was hogging memory big time. Um, am I still coming across as HD source? Um, but one thing I've noticed by going back to this camera, my motion doesn't stutter as much. I noticed that with the Razer that it stuttered a little bit from time to time. Not saying it's a bad camera, I just think I've got a conflict going on this machine with it. I wonder if there's been any release date update for Stalker Heart of Chernobyl. I know the last time I looked, it was still first quarter 2024. So here's the real pickle I'm in right now with this. Do I add a little bit of flesh? Or do I add just some sand? Either way, it'll lighten it up. The flesh tone will keep it warmer, while the sand tone will make it brighter. Let me do this. Let me mix a little of both. See which one looks closer to behind the scenes pictures I've got of the costume. Particularly the one of Woodruff sitting on a crate. Flesh. Does anybody remember the Pepsi commercial? You know, for all two of us that are here. There was an Alien 3 Pepsi commercial. It's on YouTube. Look it up. It was the first really good look at the creature, too, before the movie really came out. Look it up. I'm sure it'll jog a memory or three. Get a Pepsi. It's alright if I get this a bit bright. We're going to be going back and knocking it down a little bit. I'm just really trying to catch all these different shapes in there. You see that? It's the same way the movie costume was. And sorry again for not being on a lot. I have not been in the right headspace for streaming with all the reorganizing and moving going on. Ooh. Please tell me it's Entenmann's. The cinnamon crumb cake. It's a brand. White box, blue lettering. Starts with an E. Damn it. They do some of the best cinnamon crumble and coffee cakes and stuff. Almost strictly East Coast. We get some of their snack bite stuff out here from time to time, but nothing like what you get on the East Coast. Now, when I muted earlier, Jen had brought down a new storage container for me. I just got to figure out where to put it. If you're starting to feel tired, you go get some sleeps. I know you probably just barely got back on a regular sleep schedule as it is. Don't throw yourself off because of me. If you got any questions about what I'm doing, feel free to ask. So, what squadron's markings are you going to put on that F-111? Oh, that sucks. And I know you don't want to go buying more stuff, but I know there's a company that does the Lake and Heath ones. Yeah, they had just gotten retired when I joined. I think the EF-111 was still around, but nobody Nobody got assigned to it since they were phasing them out too. I'm really trying to bring out that Giger-esque airbrush look on everything. Hell, the Bofors 40mm was still in my CDCs because it was in use in the AC 130 at the time. I don't think it still is anymore. Probably won't be on too much longer tonight, but we've been on an hour. It's gone okay. I'm not too worried about highlighting this edge because the whole thing's going to get blended in with black when I put the clear piece on top. I just hope the plows do a better job tonight than they did the past few nights. There's still a vehicle's width of snow down my street on both sides where they just went down the middle. They didn't bother to plow the sides at all. It's like, what's the use of telling us not to park our cars there if you're not going to plow there? I think we need to let that dry overnight, but that's a good start. Oh, because after this, I got to airbrush the clear piece for the head. Figure out how to make that work. Oh, because this has got to go on here, but it's not transparent. So we'll let that dry. Thanks for watching my short little stream, but it's letting me know that everything's working out, and I'm figuring out the shortcomings and the benefits of this new desk. More adjustments to come. Might move everything a little more to the left so I have this place to work on more directly in front instead of fighting with the corner. If I'm not on tomorrow morning, hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow.